Saya gede banget, dokter.
Okay. Angela, is this recording? Is this recording already?
Yes, dok, sudah recording.
Oh, excellent.
Sudah, dok. Sudah rek.
Okay, alrighty, good. So, so I'm visible and I'm audible, yeah. So this is going to be very quick, super quick. Why I heard kremus-kremus? Okay, right. So I'm just checking. Aini, are you there? Aini, are you there? She's there? Is she there? Okay, you are there. Excellent. Danang is there. Karma, are you awake? Honey, are you awake? Karma, are you there? Yes. Anya?
Present, Dok.
Yes, excellent. All right. So we are aiming to finish this session before the Maghrib time then. And this session, this presentation, I just made it like a couple of minutes ago, responding to our last night examination, in which you guys couldn't respond to my questions regarding the PD. However, I acknowledge that I think in the academic setting, it is wiser if we address questions that we have taught the students with before. So I think maybe we missed teaching you about the PD prescription, in particular about the long-term peritoneal dialysis prescription. We are not talking about the acute peritoneal dialysis prescription, but it's the long-term PD. And thus, I just made this for you guys. All right. So I'm going to share. Hold on. Share screen. Okay, right. So is this visible?
Yes,
Yes.
dok, we can see.
Yeah.
It's
So
very clear.
Thank you so much. So my expectation after following this session today, every one of you will be able to understand about the long-term peritoneal dialysis prescription, and perhaps in the future, whenever you need, you will be able to create the long-term PD prescription wherever you are. Perhaps later on, you will have your own practice in other cities, other islands. Therefore, you will be able to be independently prescribing the PD prescription for patients with end-stage kidney disease. Right. Now, this is about the PD prescription. Again, this is involving the long-term PD cases. So we are not talking about the acute PD cases. So now you can see here, we have two kinds of PD fluid available in Indonesia. So we have the Baxter Dianiel, and then we also have the Baxter Extraniel. So what is the difference between Dianiel and Extraniel? So I believe every one of you have heard about this Dianiel, because we have mentioned about this Dianiel all the time during your rotation. So Dianiel is the PD fluid with the dextrose paste, whereas this one, the Extraniel, is filled with icodextrin. So both of them, dextrose and icodextrin, both of them are glucose. So basically, the PD fluid use the glucose as the base, majority. But some other PD fluid available in overseas, they don't utilize the glucose because glucose is considered as less biocompatible, kurang bersahabat gitu untuk fisiologi membran peritoneal manusia. But in Indonesia, we only have this glucose-based PD fluid available. Dextrose consists of 1.5%, 2.5%, and 4.25%. The higher the dextrose concentration, the greater its ability to draw the fluid. However, we need to also understand that when it comes to a greater concentration of dextrose, it can cause faster damage toward the peritoneal membrane. And thus, at the beginning, when we initiate the PD, we will utilize the lowest concentration of dextrose as possible. But over time, eventually, patients, they will develop the scars. I cannot say the scars, but perhaps it's sort of like calcification or crystallization, or gradual decrease of function of the peritoneal membrane over time, over the years, maybe like reaching 8 years, 10 years, or even 15 years. And by then, we will require to increase the concentration of the dextrose. But when patients, they have repeat peritonitis episodes, it will cause the duration of the time required to use the higher concentration dextrose will be shorter. Meaning that cases who had the peritonitis before, for example, like Siti Mawada and then Ifat, because they have had the peritonitis episodes before, therefore, the time, they can utilize the normal dextrose concentration, the lowest concentration of the dextrose, that is the 1.5%, will be shorter. Whereas the extraneal, why we have this extraneal available? Because I think you also understand that majority of patients, they will have the CAPD duration is around 4 to 6 hours. Some of them may have 3 to 6 hours. But then when it comes to utilizing this dianyl or dextrose concentration for a longer time, for example, like 8 hours, it will cause, we are expecting to draw the fluid. We expect to reach some UF or ultrafiltration. We expect to have a negative balance. However, if you have an 8-hour duration of dwell time, then the result will be vice versa. Meaning that rather than reaching the UF, you will gain weight because later on the fluid will be absorbed. Therefore, for the nighttime, for they who have extra budget, they are able to buy this privately, because this one dianyl costs around 62,500 per bag, and all are funded by the BPJS. Whereas this extraneal, they are not covered by the BPJS, and it costs around 250,000. So per bag, one bag of extraneal costs 4-fold of the dianyl cost. But the adult, they usually utilize this extraneal because they will use this overnight time, because they would like to go to bed at 9 p.m. and then they would like to wake up tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. But they don't want to retain the fluid. They want to still having the UF. Therefore, they will utilize this extraneal. But this icodextrin is relatively friendly to the peritoneal membrane, so it's safe. Therefore, people who can afford this extraneal, which is costly, they will buy this privately and then utilize it overnight. Now, moving on. So here are the components of the PD prescription. So whenever you are seeing pediatric PD patients and then you are going to give instructions about the PD prescription, so these are the 3 components that you need to take into account: the fill volume, the dwell times, and the fluid composition. So keep in mind, fill volume, dwell times, and fluid composition. Now, fill volume. So the initial fill volume is 300 to 500 mils per meter square per exchange or per cycle. So I know that some of you did mention this volume 300 to 500 yesterday evening. But again, this is the initial volume. So this is not to be maintained for the long run. So gradually, over the following few weeks after you initiate the PD, you will need to increase the maximum volume, reaching to 800 to 1000 mils per meter square. So again, the base is the body surface area or the BSA. So you need to calculate the BSA first before you define the maximum volume. So again, for example, like yesterday, we had the BSA, I think yesterday was 0.85, right?
Yes,
Yes,
Yeah.
doctor.
Yes. So initially, you can set 300 mils as your initial volume, but over a couple of weeks, you need to increase gradually. So usually around week 6 or the 6th week after you initiate the PD, you will reach the maximum. That is for this patient, for the patient that we discussed yesterday, we can reach 850. In fact, it can reach up to 1,000 mils nighttime. While in infants, in babies, the field volume will be less because it correlates well with the tolerability of the patient, because when it comes to the increased intraperitoneal pressure, they might feel inconvenient. And don't forget, because babies, they will take more fluid orally. Therefore, it will be inconvenient if we put in the fluid in the peritoneal membrane in a greater volume. So that's about the field volume. So please keep in mind that the field volume will be around this number, and a majority of people can tolerate until 1,100 mils per meter square. Now, secondly is the dwell time. Dwell time is 1 time, but we will say as dwell times. So dwell time shouldn't be less than 1 hour, because it will be irrational to have such short dwell time. And not only about being irrational when it comes to the CAPD, because we are doing this manually, but secondly, it also become illogical because it correlates, or it affects the sodium seeding or sodium exchange. But we are not going to talk much about this. So about the dwell times, the number of dwell time that you define, it will determine the number of cycles. Well, this is definitely understandable. If you define the dwell time is, for example, like 4 hours, and then you will have 6 cycles over the day. But maybe in some patients, you may need to consider about the doer or the caregivers to have some break or some rest. Therefore, maybe you want to have 5 cycles instead, meaning that over the daytime, you will have 5 cycles, and then nighttime, you will leave them for not having any cycles. So you will leave, perhaps last cycle will be started at 9 p.m. and then you will have the next cycle in the next morning, 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. But again, if you are not utilizing the extraneal, you need to understand that it is of course acceptable if the next morning they will retain the fluid. So if you put in 1,000 mils, perhaps in the next morning you will only have 800 mils of fluid come out. So you will have the positive balance at the end. And lastly, this is the last, fluid composition. So as I mentioned earlier, that we would go with the lowest glucose concentration possible. And then icodextrin is to be used once daily overnight time during the long dwell in children with insufficient ultrafiltration. For some kids, their membrane characteristics, their peritoneal membrane characteristics may be so unique. Therefore, they are sort of like the low transporter. There is a term of fast transporter and low transporter. Hold on, am I saying this correctly? Slow transporter, low and fast. So the low transporter, they will have a better efficiency of PD when it comes to long dwell. So if you set as like 2-hourly dwell, 3-hourly dwell, it will not be resulted in high efficient removal of the urea, and it will not be resulting in high removal of fluid. This low transporter, they work well with the long dwell time. For example, like 4 to 6 hours, or in fact 8 hours. For this kind of cases, they will benefit more from icodextrin rather than the dextrose. And in rare situation, some of our patients, they might suffer from hypercalcemia. Maybe you can see that in one of our 50 pediatric patients, and they have calcium level as high as 1.4. And in such cases, we will discontinue the calcium supplementation and colcatriol supplementation, which we usually will provide in patients with end-stage kidney disease. And this is the general principles. This is very easy. So generally, we will have 3 to 4 daytime exchanges, 4 to 5 hourly. And then you will have 1 long night exchange over 6 to 9 hours. This is important to remember. And then, yeah, this is the fill volume should be increased first as tolerated by the patient. Usually it correlates with the abdominal comfort. So the target range is 1,000 to 1,200. Normally the kids, they will tolerate to 1,100 mils per meter square of BSA. Rarely do, they will be able to tolerate 1,400 because this will cause a significant increase in the intraperitoneal pressure. So in such a high IPP situation, the end result is that the UF and the urea clearance will not be efficient anymore, and the patient will experience the abdominal discomfort. But the idea is to optimize the fill volume rather than the number of the exchanges. So you need to focus on the fill volume first rather than changing the number of exchanges. For example, like Ifat mom complained of poor UF and poor urea clearance, but you acknowledge that she has been applying the 5 cycles per day, but the range of the fill volume is only 500. So this is completely incorrect because Ifat he's supposed to be able to go with 1,000 mils per cycle. So rather than focusing on modifying the number of the exchanges, oke Bu, naikkan aja frekuensinya jadi 8 kali sehari biar banyak keluarnya. No. That's not the correct way to do. We need to persuade the mother to modify the volume to be 1,000 gradually. And then next thing is whether it is possible for us to implement only nighttime dwell without daytime dwell. Jadi malam aja tapi siangnya enggak. Is it doable? So yes, it is doable. In which cases? In the cases who are clinically well. So when we implement the PD, and then they still do have the urine output, which is adequate, both of them together, it will both of them result in achieve targeted solute clearance, and they don't suffer from significant electrolyte imbalances. Artinya, for they who still produce the adequate volume of urine output, or the kidney function is quite adequate and resulted in quite relatively acceptable urea clearance, and thus you can perform only 1 nighttime dwell because they still have some kidney function, some residual kidney function. So it is possible. And then lastly, a daytime dwell is recommended to maximize middle molecule clearance, in particular in cases who have electrolyte imbalances. And then the sodium and fluid restriction, it is definitely advisable in patients who suffer from fluid overloaded. But generally, we will advise the patient to control the sodium and fluid intake indeed, to maintain them to be still in euvolemic status. But because we don't want to go up with the greater glucose concentration, because we want to maintain the normal physiological status of the peritoneal membrane as long as we can. And whether to prescribe the patients with furosemide or diuretics, yes, we can, in they with residual kidney function. It will be no use if you prescribe the diuretics for patients with 0 or almost 0 UF. Because basically the kidneys are there, they still have both kidneys, however, they are non-function to produce the urine output. Okay. That concludes our session for today. Isn't it fun? So it's very short. Yes. Okay. So I hope 4 of you have a better understanding about this PD prescription. However, to test or to check whether you have the correct understanding about this, let's go to the Kahoot. So please
Okay,
open Kahoot IT.
We access this website, Doctor.
Yes,
Kahoot.it.
go to Kahoot.it with your own cell phone.
Gadget. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay, Doc. And then the pin.
Okay, you require the pin. I stop share ya. So this is the pin. Hold on.
Doc, before we continue, can I ask one question, Doc, regarding
please.
regarding the nighttime only PD, Doctor. Jadi for the nighttime only, so after in the morning after we take out the fluid, then we tidak masukkan untuk cairan PD-nya lagi gitu ya, Dok ya berarti?
Yeah, you leave it empty. Zero.
Okay.
Zero meals.
Thank you.
However, for some patients, it may be painful because it becomes relatively dry over the day. So when they start the cycle again in the evening, it might be a little bit painful because it's too dry. Therefore, in some cases, they might feel comfortable if you just put in, like, for example, like 100 mils or 200 mils, just to make sure that it's sort of like humid or it's just moisted gitu. All right. So the game pin 86047.
It's 86047.
Yes.
86047, Doctor.
Mhm.
Okay, I try enter. Nickname. Yes, you are in.
Can you see my screen now?
My screen.
Yes, Doc.
Ini Danang
Yes.
Okay, so 4 of you are there. Okay, so be ready because as the usual Kahoot, we will have the winner for today. Hooray! Okay, I start the session.
We just say it, the answer.
No. You answer the by clicking the option. Hold on.
Because
Okay.
my screen doesn't change.
Okay, I exit the game first, because likely you got confused. Okay, right. Okay, so what did you see? You saw my screen? Did you see?
Yes, Doc.
Yeah. So you could see the question, right?
Yes.
Okay. So you could see the question.
We have to open both the Zoom and the Kahoot at the same
Yes,
time.
correct. So you need to be able to open two.
Okay.
That's
To
what I didn't see
gadget.
anything.
Sorry, because I use a mobile phone. It's very difficult to
It is
change.
doable. I mean, it is doable. Opening the Zoom and also the Kahoot in
The
one
Kahoot.
cell phone, it is feasible. It is doable. So will you be able to do that?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
Aini, are you ready?
Yes. Okay. Because
Anybody?
I cannot join the Kahoot.
You can. Karma, you can join the Kahoot. Danang, are you using your cell phone as well?
No, I'm using my laptop.
Oh, good. Meaning that your cell phone is free, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Anya.
I'm using my cell phone, but it has a split screen feature, so I can do both.
So it is feasible for you. Okay, Aini, how about you? Is it feasible for you?
Yes, Doctor.
Yes, okay. So you were able to see it.
Yes.
You were able to see the question and also the options.
Yes.
Clicking the options. You were able to do that?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Uh,
Karma. Okay, so how about you? So will you be able to open the Kahoot IT?
No, I cannot. There is keterangan. Oops, you've disconnected. We're trying to reconnect you now.
Oh, all right. Okay, so I understand. So do you have two cell phone with you, or do you have your laptop with you?
No, I only use one mobile phone, but I can try to search my tablet first.
Okay, so you would require to find your tablet. All right. So Karma, so I think the best way.
Doctor, I think I got disconnected too, Doc.
You got disconnected. You got disconnected to the
Yes,
Kahoot,
from
is it?
Kahoot. Yeah.
Yeah, but maybe because I'm closing the game. Okay, Danang, are you
Yes.
still in the game?
No, Doc, because you closed the
Yeah,
game.
because I closed it. Okay. All right, Karma, you have your tablet with you?
Yes.
Good. So will you be able to join the Kahoot IT using your tablet?
There is slow connection in my house, so it's very slow to access Kahoot IT.
Is it?
Please wait.
Okay, now just try your best then. Okay, so let's do this again. So I turn this Kahoot on. Okay. 984 3090. 984 3090.
984.
30.
984 3090.
Sorry, doctor, I have very slow connection.
Apa sayang? I couldn't
984
hear you properly.
309.
Oke. Danang, Anya, Arinsai, Karma. Karma bisa?
Yes, I can.
Aini?
Not yet. Okay.
Okay.
I think I have very slow connection here.
Aini? Kalau enggak ya?
Oh, yeah.
Are you logging in?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. I think I
Okay,
already
good.
have the connection.
Good. Because if you cannot log in because of you need another device, I think you can simply just bajak aja satu HP dari situ. Kamu di IGD kan? Okay, good. So I see Karima, Danang, Anya, Aini. I still haven't seen you. Good. Okay.
Yes.
Are you all
I
ready?
am Karima.
Good.
Yes.
Four of you are ready, ya? So you
Yes, Doc, we're ready.
you are able to see my screen, ya? Okay, good.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Get ready.
Yay!
Wait. One of you didn't answer. How come?
Only Danang who is right.
Right. Okay. So
It's impossible to choose 3.
yeah, because 3 is only for daytime. But again, you will require the last cycle for the nighttime. So 3 is impossible. So 4 is minimum. All right. We are moving on. Try your best to respond to all questions.
Karma is not active.
Karma is not active. Why?
Yay!
Okay, good. Karma, you haven't been able to respond, is it?
Yes, time is up when I click.
Oh, so the timing is set as 20 seconds. So of course, this is not doable for patients after having the night shift because they are becoming lemot. Okay, so it's best to do it morning time and perhaps Sunday.
Oh my God.
Okay, so it's good that all of you responded to this question correctly because our target is definitely to get the UF, to draw the fluid, as well as to cleanse the body from the toxins, which we call as solute. Okay, moving on. Okay, then you are leading.
Yay!
Wow, awesome. You all did well. Excellent, yay. Fill volume, dwell times, and fluid composition it is. So we are not talking about the target UF because it's something that we cannot control. We are not talking about the number urea clearance indeed because again, it will be affected by the characteristic of the patient's peritoneal membrane. So it's again, something that we cannot control. But these fill volume, dwell times, and fluid composition are the things that we need to mention in prescribing the PD. Moving on. Okay. Karma, you can still go up. Wow!
Yay!
Awesome! Yes, correct. So 300 to 600 is the initial. 500 to 800 is you are going there. 1,400 is the maximum. So you cannot
Too
go
much.
1,700. Yeah. So for the long-term peritoneal dialysis, this is the volume. Well done. Excellent.
Salah.
Okay, right. So two will be answered correctly. Other are incorrect because well,
with
this one
Without.
without.
Harusnya with.
Yeah. So if with
I
respiratory
cannot
function, yes,
with.
it is useful. A, B, C are incorrect. A is correct. Yeah, we need to restrict the sodium and the fluid intake indeed. Okay, last one.
Wah, Dana is very.
Hey, I'm still on top.
Highly competitive.
True or false? Penetrated on.
Wow, these are awesome!
Yay!
Yay!
Woo! I got first place.
I'm alone.
Yay!
Yay!
Okay,
Yang nomor 1 terakhir ya, Dok?
Nomor 1 terakhir. Nomor 1 terakhir.
Terakhir, Dok, terakhir.
Okay. So I think that concludes our session for today. So I believe that this is going to be useful, or at least I hope you will be able to remember about the PD prescription. So it's not that difficult in my opinion. And I believe after having this session, you also understand that this is not difficult indeed. All right, so that concludes our session
Thank
for
you
today.
so much, Doc.
Yes, my pleasure. But I think before we
Thank you so much,
end the
Dr.
session, how about we take the photo?
Take picture.
Okay.
So,
Yes, of course.
gayanya gimana? Gayanya gimana? Oke, Danang like Sarangi. Sarangi. Alright, everyone. Ini, ayo kita gaya lope ini. Gaya minta duit ini. Oke, semuanya siap? Kuy.
Oke, Dok.
Smile, Karma.
1, 2, 3. Kar.
Again. She's not moving.
Thank you, Dok.
Lagi-lagi last one.
Oh, lagi last one.
Ah, good, Karma. Thank you for joining. 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Good job, guys.
Thank you, Dok.
Thank you so much and have a great day. Bye-bye.
Yes,
Dok.
bye. Thank you,
Bye.
Thank you, Doc.
Doctor.
Bye.
Everything, Dok.
Leave.